Hello, this is Thapa TV. On today's news, we have a report titled Is China-India Stress Managing Border Dispute? Urge Ukraine Peace and Dialogue During Wang Yi's Visit. China and India, two major developing countries and emerging economies, should stick to their one development paths and join hands to safeguard peace and stability in the region and the world. Chinese State Councillor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi said on Friday during a visit in New Delhi, stressing the two sides should place the border issue in a proper position in bilateral relations and manage conflicts to facilitate the development of relations. Wang proposed a three-point approach to achieving that end. Both sides should view bilateral relations with a long-term vision, see each other's development with a win-win mentality, and take part in the multilateral process with a cooperative posture. Wang, the highest-level Chinese official to visit India since the border clashes at Galwan Valley, made the remarks during his meeting with Indian National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. Wang said during his meeting with Indian External Affairs Minister Subramanyam Jaishankar that as mature and rational major developing countries, China and India should not let the border issue define or affect the overall development of the bilateral relationship. China and India should support each other, not consume or exclude each other. The two sides should manage and control differences and facilitate the development of bilateral relations. Wang said. Jaishankar said that since last year, India and China have maintained effective diplomatic and military communication. After several rounds of military commander level talks and border affairs mechanism meetings, troops of the two sides have achieved disengagement in both areas of the western sector of the border, and the disengagement is the remaining areas should be completed as soon as possible. The two sides also discussed COVID-19 control, the Ukraine crisis, and Afghanistan issue, and jointly expressed concerns over the unilateral sanctions' impact on the global economy and security of the supply chain. Though Wang and India leaders discussed a broad substantive agenda, Indian media coverage of Wang's talks with the Indian leaders focused heavily on border clashes. Zhao Genchang, a research fellow at the Shanghai Institute for International Studies, told the Global Times on Friday that although China is willing to downplay the conflicts and ease tensions, to what extent India will meet China halfway is uncertain. Zhao also noted the US role of drawing discord between China and India by demonizing China as a security threat and making China the target of the Quad mechanism. Solving differences and seeking common ground have always been China's diplomatic philosophy. And Qian Feng, director of the research department at the National Strategy Institute at Tsinghua University, noted bilateral relations should not be pinned only on the border issue. Then Indian PM Rajiv Gandhi's visit to China was deemed a groundbreaking moment in bilateral relations. Time had changed since the pre-1988 era, and both sides have seen tangible benefits through a stable and positive relationships. On trade in particular, the two sides should not go back to the track before 1988 when the border issue dominated, Chen said. Roles in international affairs. India's strength, self-confidence, and international status have developed enormously, Chiang said, noting China-India relations have gone beyond the bilateral level with great international implications. Wang said during his meeting with Doval that China never seeks a single polar Asia, but respects India's role in the region and looks forward to a China-India Plus model in South Asia to realize positive engagement and higher level, more extensive win-win results. Predicting border clashes will remain a rocky point for a while, Zhao said. Similar stances on the Ukraine crisis of China and India opened a window for the two neighbors to adjust their relations, hopefully downplaying conflicts and maximizing common interest. The US has stepped up quoting India against Russia. A Pentagon official provided lip service by promising oil and military equipment to India, and heightened pressure on India by criticizing New Delhi for sitting on a fence, plus mobilizing its Quad ally Japan to lobby India to change its stance. But India has a very consistent stance on the issue. As Indian TV anchor Arnav Goswami said, India is not a satellite state of the US. You US have no position to lecture us on a human right. You are the worst perpetrator of atrocities, Goswami said, citing US invasions in Iraq, Libya, Syria, Yemen, Somalia, and Niger. The Ukrainian crisis prompted India to reconsider its relationship with the West, and calls for joining forces with developing countries have emerged within India. Experts stressed that China and India should grasp the opportunity to enhance coordination in multilateral and international occasions, and jointly play positive roles in international affairs, especially in the Ukraine crisis and Afghanistan issue. India is not alone in developing normal relations with Russia, and it is possible that China and India can develop political mutual trust, which was eroded due to border conflicts. By jointly playing constructive roles in mediating the Ukraine crisis and addressing the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan, Chian said, cooperation on international occasions can create benign conditions for solving bilateral problems, the expert said. Chao cited various platforms that China and India could use to seek common ground on those issues, including the China Russia India Summit, which China is next to host, and the BRICS mechanisms. As Wang Yi said, global governance is to enter Asia time. It is Beijing's turn to hold the BRICS summit later this year, and India will host the G20 summit and Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit in 2023. As the world enters a new period of turbulence and change, China and India should strengthen communication and coordinate positions, safeguard the legitimate interest and the common interest of developing countries, and make their respective contribution to promoting world and regional peace and stability, Wang said during his meeting with Jay Shankar. With this, we are at the end of the report. The report is sourced from Global Times and is written by Zhang Hang and Zhang Hui. If you are liking our content, then don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our channel.